soon as the recording starts. There we go. Okay. Recording has started. So if you are having issues getting on using the direct link to Nearpod, which I'm going to put that again in the chat, you can always go to that join.nearpod.com and then type in 2G934. And you can do that at any time. It looks like I got 22 of you on the Nearpod right now and 30 in class. So I think everybody is able to kind of get in now. So, okay, let me start screen sharing real quick. And today what we're going to be doing, we're going to be going over political systems, okay? And let me just tell you right now, please, please, please use the chat appropriately. I know politics can be a heated issue, especially with everything we went on with the election, all that kind of stuff. Really, I promise I'm not trying to persuade you guys from one way to another of what to do, okay? And I know some people just despise politics and don't want to do it. Yep, I'm already hearing it in the chat, but it's an important process of our democratic republic that we have, okay? So it's important to listen, participate, but be civil in how you're participating. So that's my kind of thing, because I know this topic has been heated from there. Yes, there is free speech, but there's a way to, I think, go over that as well. So just want to do it there. Okay, first thing here, remember the session is being recorded for learning purposes. We do that every time, so you should know that by now. Okay, as I said before, just kind of follow along with the teacher, raise your hand. So if I miss something in the chat, please raise your hand so we can kind of get my thing. Respond to questions the first time, so just kind of follow along in the Nearpod, that kind of stuff. If you're away, you can just private message me real quick and just say, hey, I'm going away, so I know that you're just not responding just because. And then also, as I said before, this one's bigger today than it is usual. It's using the chat tool respectfully and appropriately, okay? Yeah, so we'll just, hopefully we don't get in a heated conversation here. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, the objective today, okay, given a Google form or actually a thing on our OLS, students will take a political ideology quiz. So this just kind of shows where you're at on the political scale, okay, and put what it tells you are, okay, with 80% accuracy. Okay, so let me hit the chat real quick. I think a lot of you guys are on here. Yeah, if you don't have something good to say, don't say anything at all. From Bambi, good one. Okay, you want to be aware of other people's opinions, okay, but there's always negatives in the side of politics, yeah. So I'm going to try to not make this negative. I'm going to try to make it just kind of informative, just so you know where everybody's kind of coming from. Okay, what we've already talked about, there's a split or a divide in America, and I think we saw this a lot with the election that just previously happened. Yep, nope. Little political cartoon here. There's a lot that's kind of going on, and hopefully we can rise above all this eventually. Are libertarians going to be included? Somebody said in the chat. Yeah, we're going to talk about third parties, but the way the system's set up in the United States, it yields to only really a two-party system. So people like libertarians or the Green Party, or so they usually side with one side or the other. Okay. All devices here. Okay, well, let's watch a little video that kind of explains a little bit about politics and how they're set up in the United States. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, the Green Party is one that they have their own platform. There's a lot of different parties, and we'll talk about those Sadie. I think I need to turn that up real quick. Sorry. Give me 1 second here. Oh, okay. Can you guys hear this?
There are two main political parties in the United States, the Republicans and the Democrats. What is a political party? Why are there only two main parties?
Okay, let me try to get the audio up just a little bit. This gives us a little good history about why there's two parties and that kind of stuff.
Parties. A political party is a group of people who have joined together because they share common principles.
And try to turn the audio up on your end too if it's so quiet.
They seek to control government by winning elections. Members of a party work to convince the government to adopt laws, regulations, and programs which reflect their party's beliefs. Political parties have a long history, both in the United States and in other countries as well. The United States has what is known as a two-party system. A two-party system is a political structure in which only two political parties have a genuine chance of winning elections. However, it does not mean that only two parties are allowed to exist, as there are numerous other smaller parties. The two-party system developed in Great Britain. In the latter half of the 1600s and throughout the 1700s, two political parties, the Whigs and the Tories, emerged and established themselves as the dominant parties. This long-standing tradition of two main parties probably led to the eventual adoption of a similar system in the United States. Initially, the Founding Fathers intended for the American government to avoid politics. In fact, in his farewell address, George Washington warned against the existence of political parties, suggesting that such organizations were the enemies of government and would only distract government from its intended purpose. However, early political disagreements gave rise to the Federalist Party and the Democratic Republican Party. Since that time, the United States has nearly always had two dominant parties. Currently, the two main political parties in the United States are the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Every political party has what is known as a platform. A platform is a public statement of the party's main beliefs and guiding principles. Each of the stated principles of a platform is known as a plank. Party platforms can be rather lengthy, with modern parties having hundreds of planks. The party will adopt or update its platform every 4 years at the party's national convention. Political parties serve a wide variety of purposes. One of the most important functions a party serves is to nominate candidates. This helps a voter narrow his or her choices. Instead of voters studying a potentially limitless field of candidates, each party selects nominees. This allows the voter to focus attention on just 3 or 4 candidates and make a more informed decision. Another function of political parties is to inform voters. Whether it's through local, grassroots involvement such as letter writing campaigns, or party leaders speaking on television, parties attempt to let the general public know what's going on. This could also take the form of passing out flyers or pamphlets, or staging a large protest rally. The party that is in power can also set the agenda. This means that the party leaders will establish a course for the nation to follow. Whether it's a good course or a bad course would likely determine how long that particular party stayed in power. One final function of political parties is to serve as watchdog. Both parties do an effective job of watching the other party to make sure they are doing the things they are supposed to. If one party becomes corrupt, the other will surely inform the public. So, even though the founding fathers did not desire political parties to exist, they will surely continue to be a part of the American political system for years to come.
All right. So as we talked, you see there's kind of a really good breakdown of what political parties are and why we have them. And just by virtue of way our system is set up, it only yields for basically a two-party system. So basically, political parties is a group of voters with common interests who want to influence government. And so we know the big parties today, right? We have the Republican Party and we have the Democratic Party. And basically, most of them are in power. There are a couple independents that are like in Congress. However, they do not have a lot of, they usually side with one side or the other, and they what they call caucus with one side or the other. So the function of political parties is they nominate a candidate. So for this last election, if we think about the president, right, the Democratic side nominated Joe Biden, and then the other side had their current president that was running again, which was Donald Trump. Okay. Also, political parties, right? They inform voters. They ensure candidates are qualified by vetting them, and that's why they go through the. They have debates against each other as they're kind of going up there. They also help govern Congress and state legislatures and kind of help them what to do, and they act, as they said, as well, like watchdogs. So, but you hear this a lot, like, hey, this person's doing this over here. Hey, this person's doing this over there. It's kind of a check and balance to make sure that they're not doing anything illegal or something that would be negative towards all people. So, so it's kind of interesting. We talk about third parties. So in this election right here, back in 1992, we had, if you can see this, this is the blue is all what the Democrats held, and the red is what all the Republicans held in this this thing. So President H.W. Bush was running as a Republican, and he lost to President Clinton, who became president, and you can kind of see that. But you can see that there was a third-party candidate called Ross Perot, and he got 18.8% of the entire vote. He did not win any of the electoral college votes, but he did influence the election by taking enough away from H.W. Bush, so President Clinton could win. Okay. So third parties, as we talked about, somebody said the Libertarian or Green Party, or somebody said that they didn't know that there was a Communist Party. But there is. That they do have influence in our elections. So let's just kind of talk a little bit about the two major parties first. The first one we're going to talk about is the Republican Party. They were born from a dispute over slavery. Okay, the first Republican president was President Abraham Lincoln. Okay, Abraham Lincoln the Republicans tend to support stronger state governments. So they like the federal government not to be in charge of everything, but send it to the states. They like less change. They're more traditional. They like less taxes on the rich and less government spending. And their symbol is the elephant. And here are some prominent members of the Republican Party. Notice I don't have Donald Trump on there, actually, but he's the most current kind of president. And these are presidents and presidential candidates that you may see there. Okay, the next one's the Democratic Party. His roots go back to Thomas Jefferson. They're called the Democratic Republican Party, and they tend to support stronger federal government. They like more change. They're called more, I think, progressive. Taxing more of the rich, spending more on government social programs such as welfare, and theirs is the donkey. Okay. And here's some prominent members: John F. Kennedy, Hillary Clinton, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Clinton, and then President Obama. Okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to fill in the blank now here. So tell me which one, and you may have to move this down a little bit so you can see everything. Which one goes in the right place in these blanks? Okay, so I'll give you a little bit to answer that question. And make sure you answer these questions, because then you'll get participation points on it. And all you do is pull this from here if you haven't done it before, and put it whichever space it goes, and it will pop in. Okay? At least I think it will. Yeah. Okay, hopefully you got this one right. Should be like that. Okay. And that's just kind of basically what we talked about before. More about the Democrats and the Republicans. Okay, third parties. It sounds like quite a few of you are interested in third parties. Some common third parties are the Libertarian Party. Okay, and if you want to look and know what these guys really do, if you go to their website and look up their platform, as they talked about, it tells kind of what they believe in. So just kind of an overview, like libertarians are the least amount of government possible. I guess that would probably be our government intervention. So basically just freedom for all, just try to get that. The Green Party is more about saving the earth, those kind of issues. Yeah, kind of that thing, you know. They believe highly in like global warming and putting in policies to make the earth better for everybody. The Reform Party, I'm not sure exactly a lot about the Reform Party, but you might want to just kind of look. But just know about third parties, they rarely win elections. However, they can affect the outcome of elections. Like we looked at the map with Ross Perot as he ran as a third party candidate. The reasons they fell is they just don't have enough people. They can't get it on the ballot. They have trouble raising money, and then the lack of name recognition. Okay, you've probably heard this before, that, hey, I'm on the right or I'm on the left of things. That just basically talks about people who are on the right, usually talk about the Republicans. They basically hold more traditional values, and the people on the left are people who support more of change in society and a lot of kind of evolution things there. Okay, so now let's go to what we need to do. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to go to this website right here, and if you do it, you'll click here and you take a little political quiz. It only asks you a couple questions, okay? And it's going to tell you kind of where you go into. See, there's 17 questions, and I'm just going to run through this. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm just going to click here and there, but I would like you to do that. But what it's going to do, it's going to give you where you are at in regards to your political ideology, okay? As soon as you've done that, what you do is you'd go into your OLS, which if you're logged in, it will send you right here from Nearpod. But if you go to content, and then you go to lesson 6 and you go to the assignment, it will have a quiz for you. And there's only 2 questions on the quiz, okay? The questions are, did you take the political ideology quiz, which true would means that you did take it, okay? And then whatever it said, you were on, okay? So it said, I am, I don't know, whatever it told you on there. So you can just copy and paste what it told you and submit the quiz, and you will receive points for doing that, okay? So somebody said, wait, go back, it closed. What are we talking about? The political ideology? Oh, go back to the link. Okay, yep, I'll go back to this link right here. And then if you click on this right here, it will pop up another screen for you to take it. So that's what we did today. I know we didn't have a lot of collaboration back and forth where you guys are doing that, but this lesson has kind of got heated in the past, so I didn't want to get kind of offending. You want the link? Okay, let me send you that link in the chat here. And that will get you started, and then you can do there. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be staying on. I'm going to stop the recording, but let me know if you have any questions.